All right, so good morning. Everybody here is seniors, right? All right, so you guys excited about graduation?
Yes, sir.
Some of y'all are like, yeah. All right, so look, the time coming upon you now. So my question to you guys, well, before I get any further, my name is Leonard Legree. I'm an instructor over at Bluewater Maritime School. Actually, I've been there teaching for about 5 years now. With me, of course, is Miss Ladidra Forehand. She's also,
Hey y'all can call me Dee Dee.
you can call her Dee Dee. All right, she's out with me. We're pretty much starting to get an outreach team together so we can come out and get the information out to all the schools, all the, no matter what it is, we're trying to get this information out to you guys. All right. When I graduated high school, I didn't know anything about merchant seaman. So with that being said, I think it's only fair that we get this information out to everybody. So, if you're not thinking about going to college, if you're not thinking about going in the military, this right here is another avenue. Me personally, had I known about merchant seaman, I might have changed my whole aspect as far as what I did, which was went to the Navy. So I retired 2017 here in Mayport, and been here ever since. 2 kids, one in college right now, one I'm trying to get out of my house, 12 years old, so he's on a ticker. All right. But with that being said, Ms. Forehand, she's actually assisting me or working at the team for outreach, but she's also a merchant mariner. She's been sailing now for about 7 years now. All right. A lot of her accolades and certifications and license, she has utilized that 7 years wisely. She's actually a crane operator. So a lot of stuff that can come along with this. So with that being said, now I know you guys thought it was just me coming up here talking to you guys. We do have a pop quiz. I didn't tell y'all about that because y'all probably would have said, hey, not to come here. So my first question to you guys, Merchant Marines are a branch or division of the United States military. Is that true or false?
False.
That's false. It's false. Here's the thing. It's not a part of the military, however, we do fall under the U.S. Coast Guard, which the U.S. Coast Guard is not really DOD, but they fall under Homeland Security. All right. Next question. Does it take, true or false, does it take a long time to, find work on a vessel? What do you think?
No.
No? Sure. It could? Okay. So technically you guys I'll put it to you straight right here. It all depends on you. Anybody that say that there's no jobs out there, they ain't looking hard enough. You have to get your grind on. When you first start off entry level, you have to get your grind on. Knowing that that first job may not be the job that you're looking for, but you're trying to get out there to get your sea time. The more sea time you receive, then you're able to go to another school, get your upgrade. Once you get that upgrade, then you're actually where you really want to be at. All right. So you know what I'm saying? So that leads me to my next question. Entry level, full-time, maritime professionals can make up to what yearly? What do you think is the yearly for somebody just starting out entry level? Throw some numbers out there. Is it 49? Anybody else?
100.
Say 30? Say 150,000. So roughly the standard, I would say roughly about 60,000 entry level. That's your yearly wage as an entry level personnel. And keep in mind, the more sea time that you have, you're able to go to a school, let's say able-bodied seaman. Because if you guys actually come through, you guys will be what we call an ordinary seaman, entry level. You complete 180 days on whatever ship, and if you decide to become an able-bodied seaman, that's the next level up. You go to school for a week, they're gonna go through and teach you a lot of stuff, tying knots, things of that nature. You take a test, you take that test, you pass it, and then from there you're able-bodied seaman and your pay automatically goes up. What I'm trying to tell you guys is basically the only person that can stop you as far as what you make and how far you go in this career is all on you. So, all right. So I know you guys have anybody showing interest. Who here is actually thinking of about being an emergency? All right. Some of y'all. Okay. So a majority of you guys have been, either you know somebody who's a merchant seaman, you've been talking on things, hearing people talk about it. But if I ask you right now, what do you think is some things that you would do on board a ship? Just work, right? So you say, hey, I want to be a merchant seaman, and the consensus is for every school is, I just want to get on board a ship. So I want to break a few things down to you guys. First thing first, these are a few of the type of ships you could be working on. All right, so this first one right here, of course, everybody understand what that is, right? That's a cruise liner. You could be working on a cruise liner. As far as you, an ordinary seaman, working on a cruise liner, you could be working to where you're greeting people as they come on board the ship. You could be working in the galley. The galley is the kitchen for the ship. Any ship is called a galley as far as the kitchen is concerned. You could be in there washing dishes, prep cook. You can actually be a cook on board the ship. You may have to clean the staterooms, which that where people live at, stay at, so on and so forth.
And that position is called a BR hand.
BR hand, all right? Or you can be in the deck department. Deck department, you're responsible for the survival gear, like your life jackets, all right? You're also in charge of tying or being a part of tying the ship up when it pulls into port and untying it when it's time to leave.
And the ship's maintenance and the housekeeping.
There you go. All right. So, as far as the engine department, that's the engineers. That's what I was about 20 years. All right. The engineers, we work down in the engine room. So, with it, you know what I'm saying? You could be down there, entry level. You guys will be wiping up oil, fuel, things of that nature, keeping the engine room clean. Now, I know some people think that's a degrading job, but think about it. You're the #1 person on board that ship in a sense, due to the fact that nobody wants to experience a fire inside the engine room. That's a bad day for everybody. Now, even while you're actually wiping fuel and oil up, keeping the space clean, you're also going to be learning about the job as far as the next level from those above you. Everybody get what I'm saying? So not only are you cleaning, remember, when you go out there, don't be a rock, be a sponge. Soak up all that knowledge. Because there's somebody there ready to give you that knowledge. It all depends if you're ready to take it. That makes sense? All right. So, this right here is a motor tanker. So, of course, this ship is designed to transport fuel, oil, petroleum products from one area to a refinery. And of course, I know you guys already experienced going to a gas station and you see that truck off to the side refilling the actual station. Well, it got to come from somewhere. Somewhere, and these are the type of ships. So basically, your job is exactly what I said. You guys are responsible, whatever department you're in, whether it's in the galley, the kitchen, getting the food prep, so on and so forth. You're down in the engine room, working down in the engine room, and doing engine room maintenance, wiping, so on and so forth. And of course, the deck department when you have to tie the ship up, load and unload the ship. So. This one right here, this is a container vessel. So this container vessel, I want to say 80, let's take a soft number. 85% of the stuff being shipped today is going to be shipped on containers. What do you guys see when you come in, like when you're riding with your parents, when you guys have seen, you guys probably driving by now, right? So when you're on the highway, you see those tractor trailers. What do you see on the back of those tractor trailers? These containers, shipping containers, right? So with that being said, it has to come from somewhere, and it's going to be on the container vessel. It comes from overseas, goes to the port. From there, you have that big crane that takes it off. A truck pulls up. They put it on the top of on the back of the truck. Truck drives off. Next truck pulls up. All right. So that's why you have your longshoremen. They work hand in hand with your merchant seamen. All right. So same rule applies depending on what type of department you're going to be working in. All right. Now, deck department, you guys heard me talk about that. Deck department, that's not really my forte, but me personally, I was an engineering guy, so I love being down in the engine room. But your deck department, like I said, is responsible for your survival gear, your life jacket, your ring buoy. Somebody falls overboard, you can toss it out to them so they can grab onto it. You're also responsible for loading and unloading cargo on and off the ship, which a lot of times that's going to be done by a crane. You're just there to guide it, make sure it's supposed to go exactly where it's supposed to go at. So you're gonna be working hand in hand with your longshoremen at these ports, all right? In addition to that, you guys will learn about tying knots for various different reasons, all right? We will give you guys a little insight on how to tie knots. There's one particular knot in particular, which is called a bowline knot. But like I said, when you guys sign up, we'll go over that type of information with you. We want to make sure you guys are fully equipped. At Bluewater, we are going to reassure that our students are well equipped and know some good information before they step on board that ship. Engine department, like I said before, you guys are responsible for entry level. You're going to be actually doing, you're going to be considered as a wiper. Wiping up fuel, oil, keeping the engine room clean. You'll be doing painting down there. Same thing as the deck. They do painting up there as well, all right? Now, in addition to that, there's only so much wiping you can do in one day, right? So a lot of times they are going to grab you guys and say, hey, I want you to assist me. So those who are, what's the word I'm looking for? That's a position, a level or two higher than you. A lot of times they'll come and grab you and teach you the stuff that you could be doing in the future.
They're
What I
usually
mean by in the future,
department heads.
yeah, your department head. When I'm talking about in the future, I'm not talking about years. Your future is roughly about after 6 months. So after 6 months, so I'm working down here as an entry level, wiping up fuel, but I'm learning from these guys right here, your fitters, your motormen, pumpmen, things of that nature. I'm learning from them. So after my 180 days, then I now can go to what we call a QMed school, qualified member of the engineering department. I go to that course, get my certification for that. When I go back out, now I'm gonna be I might have to clean a little bit. Of course, we wanna clean up behind ourselves when we work in however, my primary job is gonna be doing maintenance on this equipment, taking readings on this equipment, all right? And last but not least, the galley. For the galley, that's the kitchen on board the ship. So technically, you guys are gonna start off as, doing stuff
Supply
like,
utility.
what was it called?
It'll be supply utility.
Supply utility. So that comes along with washing dishes, setting up the tables, breaking down the tables. You could be a prep cook, all right? You could also be assigned to clean the staterooms. You're only cleaning the staterooms of the officers on board. Everybody else is responsible for their own living area. You do time in that engine room, talk about the engine room. The galley, if you feel like you wanna be a cook on board the ship, then from there, you start that process to work your way up as a second cook, and then eventually, with experience, they'll have you as what they call a chief cook. Every department has what we call a department head. That department head only answers to the captain, so. All right, so to break this down, our ordinary seaman program, and you guys go ahead and look at that paper, that first one with the red chip on it. So if you look at the very top, we have a 1-week program. That 1-week program basically is for your basics that you need. The only thing is, so you'll get your basic training. That's gonna be firefighting training, personal survival techniques. You have your personal safety and social responsibility. We also have first aid CPR. If you go to class for that 1 week, you're able to now sail once we send everything off to the Coast Guard for final approval. You're only allowed to sail in what we call brown water. That's the term you guys are gonna hear. Brown means you're off the coastline. You can't go international. But if you take the 2-week course, then you're gonna get that one additional, in addition to your basic training, you're gonna get what we call VPDSD. That's a vessel security class. Now you guys are able to sail not only off the coastline, you're able to go overseas as well to sail, all right? A lot of times you're gonna hear the term brown water off the coastline, blue water, that's anywhere beyond, all right? And a lot of people will tell you, you're gonna make make money, don't make water. You are gonna be making good money as far as off the coastline, but you make way more money when you're going international.
So he means the inland jobs that they have, like Kirby, where they tugboats that they're pretty much around the Mississippi River and the Gulf. But once you actually go out with like the military seals of command, and they'll have you like in Japan somewhere, that's where you make the most money, when you go out in deep sea.
Question?
What could you say is the safety or like the risk of
So I tell anybody, good question, I tell anybody, there's risk in everything, anything we do as far as work. Alright, it's a risk coming to school every day, it's a risk working at Amazon, it's a risk it's a risk me working at the job I work at. We are here to teach you stuff that could happen, so you can prepare yourself to prevent it from happening. Alright, we call the maritime industry, these ships are nothing more than a floating warehouse. See what I'm saying? Our job is to deliver goods, whether it be food, supplies, fuel, so on and so forth, across the world. It's kind of like a floating warehouse. So anything could happen. But on these ships right here, a lot of times, by you having a crew of people, we work together to make sure we maximize vigilance. Everybody know what I mean by vigilance, right? Being aware. So as long as everybody's aware and on the same page, the chances of damage to the ship or the possibility of people getting hurt reduces.
I got something to say behind that.
Right.
As far as when you get to a ship, every week you're doing a drill on Sunday. So they want to make sure that you do these drills. So in the event something happens, you got the man overboard ship, you got the abandoned ship drill, you got a firefighting drill. So they do these drills so it's repetitive. So if something happens, you know what to do. You know, but I've been out there for 7 years now. I've never had to jump over a man overboard. I never had to do any of that because they make you practice these drills that they have, but they don't put you at risk, if you get what I'm saying.
I fought a few fires in my days, and I promise you, like literally, I may have seen on every ship I've been on, I may have experienced, and this is in the course of 20 years, I may have experienced maybe 3 fires. We drilled more than the actual stuff happened.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you that way. All right. So as you see that first week, the cost is gonna be $1,000. If you take that 2-week course, then that's gonna be, $1,300. Now, there's an additional one that we have on there, that's like what we call the gold package, or the best package. So that's basically, you're gonna get one more certification. And that certification is for navigating the ship. They're gonna teach you how to be a lookout. Somebody's up on the bridge navigating the ship. Your initial job is to be a lookout, reporting what you see. All right, if I see a whale, if I see a plane, whatever, I'm reporting to that person who's navigating the ship, so they are aware.
And also, your lookouts do steer the ship. When I started out as OS, that's what I did, steer the ship. But now as an AB, I steer the ship into port. So if we're going to Dubai, it's me that's up there with the captain and the pilot.
And once you get on board that ship for 60 days, and you stand 1 day of lookout, now you can send it off to the Coast Guard. They final approve it, they send it back to you, and that's when, like she said, they're gonna put you on that what we call the helm, to actually learn how to drive the ship. Once they feel that you are, they're confident in your abilities, that's when they kind of promote you to where you can actually guide it into port. Because I'm telling you, navigating the ship, the hardest part about navigating the ship out in the open waters is staying awake. Due to the fact that the ships are normally gonna go in what? Autopilot. All right, so I did give you guys another sheet. There's about 4 to 5 community, matter of fact, let's save that for last. I'm sorry, let's save that for last. Go to your merchant mariners additional fees. Let's go to that. So you heard our cost. That's just for our cost. $1,000, $1,300, $1,850. Now you're getting into the Coast Guard cost. First thing first, you have to get a TWIC. I'm gonna let y'all know something right now. Even if you don't decide to be a merchant mariner, do yourself a favor, get a TWIC. That opens up the door to a lot of stuff. Even if you don't decide. My thing, I'm not here to sell you guys on this. My job is to put this information out so you guys are already aware of other options. So with that being said, you have to get your TWIC, and from there you have to do your drug test and physical. That's another charge from the Coast Guard. Your TWIC, drug test and physical, and there's also going to be, you have to get your passport, especially if you want to go overseas. And the last charge from the Coast Guard is going to be it's a $140 processing fee. Where once you get on your certification, you send it up to them, and they are now going to final approve it. And then once they final approve it, you guys are gonna receive your Merchant Mariner credentials, also known as a red book. Alright, that red book, it kind of reminds you of a passport book. It basically says what you're able to do on board these ships. And anytime you get an upgrade, that gets stamped into your actual red book as well. So if you walk on the ship, I don't know who you are, but you are assigned to the ship, I don't know what department you're supposed to be working in, I can ask you for your red book, look at it and say, okay, well, they sent you here, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and use you in the engineering department, because it clearly states in your red book that you are able to work in the engine department. Everybody see what I'm getting at? Okay. So, roughly, I would say with our fees, along with the Coast Guard fees, you said roughly about what, $2,300. Now, keep in mind, all you would have to do, no matter what course you sign up for, you would have to do a deposit, a seat deposit. So that seat deposit, you have to put your seat deposit to hold your seat, and from there, like I tell anybody, if you want to, you can pay up until the day you actually start. You don't have to, but on that first day, you would have to pay a certain amount on that first day, that morning when you start your class. And then that following week, for the 2-week courses, you would have to pay off the remaining balance. But I tell people, before you start digging in your pocket trying to pay for this right here, now we go to that third sheet. So that third sheet, those are nonprofit organizations. Those nonprofit organizations are there to assist you in these classes, all right? So one of the main ones, Northeast Florida Community Action Agency, that one right there, that's the one we deal with a lot. A lot of our students actually go to use that right there. They go through, first thing first, if you decide to do this, go to one of these, or call one of these nonprofit organizations, let them know what you're trying to do. You're trying to be a merchant seaman, you're trying to go to Bluewater Maritime School. For an application, and when you know what I'm saying, meet the requirements, they're gonna contact us and let us know that, hey, I have someone here that we are going to fund to go through your school. What are your available dates? They're gonna tell you, we're gonna tell them the available dates. You decide what class you wanna take, and from there, they're gonna actually send us a promissory note of payment. And then from that point on, they're gonna pay for everything, I believe, with the exception of your passport. But they pay for the class, TWIC, drug test, physical, processing fee, and if you decide to have us help you, which to send your paperwork off with Ms. Jackson, we would love to where, if your students or any other students for that matter come through, we would love to come to the school if possible, and we can actually get them on the computers. All we would need is a scanner to scan all their information and send it off to the Coast Guard. That's something we can work out. Either they can do it here, if it's feasible. If not, we can have them do it at the school, no problem. Other than that, once you send everything off, you're pretty much just waiting for it to come back. You guys will receive email responses from the Coast Guard with your progress. All right. So, and basically, any questions that you guys may have, once you graduate from Bluewater, you're an alumni. You can call us for anything. We don't do job placement, however common. If we have companies to reach out for us, looking for people, we actually call you guys. Or Ms. Ladidra, if you go on her TikTok, Instagram, and her site, like she'll actually post companies that are hiring. Like I said before, if anybody said that they can't find a job doing this, they're not looking hard enough. All right. Here in Jacksonville alone, there's roughly about 20 companies here in Jacksonville alone for intercoastal jobs. So.
And also, right on y'all papers, we do have an affiliate code.
Oh yeah.
And that affiliate code gives you money off of the costs that you'll be paying if you decide to go through the program. And that is, what is it the DHS?
DHS.
150.
DHS 150.